In this video, I'm going to be installing the pistol buffer tube, the KAK Industries pistol buffer tube, and onto my Anderson lower receiver. So I'm going to be walking you through it. I'm going to try to do it as best as I can. Okay, at this point I'm going to be wrapping the spring for the spring and buffer in there. So I'm going to continue to rotate this buffer tube in there in place. Make sure you're holding this spring and D10, because if you don't, the spring loading is going to fly off. And good luck finding it. Okay, at this point I'm going to be just going to rotate that just a little bit, enough to clear. Actually, first I'm going to wrap in my rear takedown pin. Then I'm going to be wrapping in the little D10 in there. And then the spring. Okay, once in place, I'm going to pull the end plate back a little bit and rotate the buffer tube just enough so it'll set my spring and line it up to make sure it's not kink. Then once again, these parts are spring loaded, so try to do your best, line them up as best possible, because if you don't, they're just gonna fly right out of there. Or also, you don't want to kink them, damaging the springs. There you go, in place. So now just tighten up the castle nut. Now I'm just gonna hand tighten it for this video purposes now. Okay, slide your spring in there. Then there's your buffer, and that's it. It's in place. All there's left to do is tighten up these castle nut, torque it down to specs, and you're done with that. Okay, in addition to the buffer tube installation, I'm going to show you how to install the front pivot pin and this lower receiver. Now for that, I already purchased or had purchased this little tool, which is really handy to do this front pivot pin installation. So what you want to do, you want to wrap the spring in there first, and then the little D10. Now that's a spring loaded in there, and if you let that one go, it's just gonna fly right off, and good luck finding it. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap that one through the little hole that we're supposed to be at. And I want to take this toothpick and just push it in there. Well, actually, I'll take the other tool that came with it for the installation. Okay, once you get it far enough in there, make sure that you rotate the tool. If you're using a tool, rotate the tool to where the hole is opposite of where the little D10 is. Okay, once in place, just grab you a pivot pin. Make sure that the little groove where the D10 pin is gonna be sitting at is towards the back of the receiver, because that's what you need in there. So along with the pivot pen, go ahead and start pushing in your tool, and hopefully it'll work out for me here. I almost lost it, but there it is. It's in place. Take out your little tool and your pivot pen is installed. So that little tool right here makes your job a lot easier. For 10-12 bucks, it's definitely worth it. And I'll be installing more parts on this as I go. I have several of them in here. Safety selector, the rest of them in the little bag. The only thing I'm missing is the mag release and trigger. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using for trigger, but pretty soon I'm going to go purchase these mag release from my local gun dealer here. They're like $6-7 bucks. Thanks for watching again.